Hi and welcome. I'm Melissa Brooks and I facilitate mindfulness for busy people. Today we're going to do a brief yoga routine focused really on the core and the lower back, in particular, stretching and strengthening these areas, and coming out of the practice today a little bit looser and a lot better. So let's get right to it. We're going to start out on all fours, tabletop position. And let's be kind to ourselves to start things off. We'll open up our knees and lean back into child's pose, resting our sitting bones on our heels, extending our arms, extending our shoulders, resting the forehead against the mat. And now we'll take our hands and arms and we'll walk them over to the right side. If you can, stack left hand onto right, just for a opening in the side body and lower back, gentle. Breathing into the stretch. And back through center. And over to the left, stretching out the lower back, right hand on top of left, and breathe. It's a nice way to kick things off. Back to center. Very good, and up to tabletop position. And we'll do a bit of a cat-cow. We'll drop the belly down. Ooh. Lifting up the chest, opening up the collarbones. And exhale, cat. Round the spine, round the back. Inhale, cow. Try to make sure your knees are under hips and hands are under shoulders. Smile. And cat round the spine. Does that feel good? And then drop the belly to cow. Breathe in. And exhale, cat. And neutral spine. And now we're going to do another gentle twist and thread the needle. We'll take our left hand, lift it up, extend it towards the sky, and then thread it under our body, across our body, and lower down to the left shoulder. And extend the right arm straight out in front. A nice gentle twist in the back, and you'll probably feel some opening in the shoulders and across the chest, which is all really great stuff. And then back up to tabletop. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. So right arm extends up skyward and across the chest and onto the floor, shoulder onto the floor. Left arm extends in front. And breathe into the stretch. And then left hand down, right hand down, and back to tabletop. You're already feeling a bit better? I hope so. And then we'll move our hands just slightly forward, setting up for a downward dog. Tuck the toes and back into a down dog position. Heels going towards the floor, tailbone up to the sky. Nice long spine, nice long arms, but not locked. Feet and hands firmly planted into the ground for stability. And if you want to stay here, you can. And if you'd like, you can go into three-legged dog. the right leg extending back. And keep your hips level as you can. And if you'd like, you can stay here. If you want a little bit more, we can go into a scorpion dog, which is essentially moving your right knee, bending at the right knee, and putting a little hook into your right leg. Try and stack the hips if you can. That's sort of the ideal alignment for this pose. Oh, don't you love the opening across the lower right side? It's awesome. And then back to three-legged dog if you took scorpion, and down to down dog. Excellent. And we'll do the same on the other side. So if you'd like, left leg up and back for three-legged dog. Keep the hips square to the ground. And then if you'd like scorpion dog, you can bend at the left knee and stack the hips left over right for a lovely twist in the side, opening up the lower left side. And breathe, don't forget to breathe. And then back to three-legged dog and down dog. Excellent. And then back to tabletop. And from here, we'll lay on to our back. And you know, sometimes the world can be a tough place, life can be busy, things can be hectic, stuff can happen. Times like that, it's nice to give ourselves a hug, so let's do it. Let's and integrate it into our yoga routine in a way that makes sense. That's a bonus. So let's give ourselves a nice hug, and if you'd like, you can rock side to side and give your back, low back, a little massage. Very good. That feel nice. And with your knees in towards your chest, we're going to now take the knees and bring them over to the left side for a nice gentle twist. Arms extended to a T. And try to keep your shoulders both onto the ground. I know some people like to turn their head to the opposite side, and by all means, if you'd like to do that, please feel free. I personally like to look straight ahead, looking skyward. That's more comfortable for me, but whatever feels good in your body is the right thing for you. And let's bring our knees to center and hug them in again. And then what we do on one side, we do on the other. So let's bring the knees to the right. And arms in a T. If you want to also, you can rest your right hand on your knees just gently if that feels nice and helps to ground you. And make sure you breathe. It should never feel painful or uncomfortable. If it does, you can ease off. You can bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug and roll out your back a little. That's totally fine. And now knees back to center. And we'll move into happy baby. So bring your knees just slightly apart. Put your arms in between your knees, your hands in between your knees, and grab your big toes with your peace fingers. And then extend your feet to the sky as if you're putting your feet on the ceiling. And pull down on your legs. And this flattens out the back. Open up your chest. Keep your back and shoulders nice and flat against the mat. As you breathe into this lovely stretch. Very good. And with that, we'll hug our knees into our chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Aww. And then lower your legs down into Savasana. Resting your lower back onto the floor, adjusting your shoulder blades onto the mat. Hands, palms upward. Feet slightly apart. Body relaxed. This might be a nice opportunity to thank your body for all that it does for you in a day, in a week, throughout your life. And it may not always be perfect, and it may not always feel good. Today my back's just a little bit stiff, and it's things like this that make me appreciate my body and the importance of taking care of it and all that it does. Now we're going to roll to one side and push yourself up to a seated position. Yeah, I do feel better. I hope you do too. Sometimes all you need is just a short and sweet routine to target an area that needs a little extra love and show it the love that it deserves. So I hope that's been helpful for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Treat yourself gently. Namaste.